is set for Monday, November 29th.
Well, although the March of Dimes says the number of premature births in this country has dropped slightly this year, it is still a serious problem. It's the #1 killer among newborns. The medical community has come very far with treating preemies. The chances of survival have now increased dramatically. A preemie is any baby born at least 3 weeks early. Nationally, 1 in 8 babies are born too soon. In New York, an average of 10% of babies are born prematurely. More newborns die from premature birth than from any other cause. Kelly Quinn talks with an Oswego family who went through quite an ordeal. Their son spent 4 months in the hospital before going home, and their daughter never made it home.
Come here, buddy.
Shannon Germain adores watching every single thing 17-month-old son Dickie learns.
Yeah.
She can't help but think that there were supposed to be 2 little ones running around.
He's gonna know he had a twin sister, and she fought. For the 36 hours she was alive, she was definitely a fighter.
Shannon had months to go to her due date. She was cleared to travel to her brother's wedding in North Carolina. It was there that things started to go wrong.
You find out that you're in labor at 5.5 months. You're 5 states away from home. It was scary. It was scary. And
Richard Lee and Kayla Rose were born. Kayla was actually the slightly larger one.
at the time, I wasn't focused on how tiny they were. I was just focused on, oh my God, they have to get better. Dickie, our son, was actually off the ventilator 12 hours after he was born. And he was on the CPAP. And Kayla never got off the ventilator.
She developed a brain bleed that wouldn't clot. Nurses said it was a fluke. She was so small, Shannon's wedding ring could fit around her wrist, all the way up to her shoulder.
How do you say goodbye to your daughter? And it was hard because we still had to stay strong for our son because he was still alive.
Dickie weighed 1 pound, 13.5 ounces, which sounds tiny, but you have to really see it to believe it. This is the first hat that he wore. These straps held on his breathing tubes, and this was actually too big for him.
With him being so tiny, every time they drew blood from him, he needed a blood transfusion. So in the first 3 weeks of his life, he had like 6 or 7 blood transfusions.
And he needed heart surgery.
For them, it was a common surgery. For us as parents, it was heart surgery on our 2-month-old, who at that point was still 1.5 months premature.
It was a long fight. Shannon and Lee spent 4 months down south until finally they could come home as a family. Dickie, well, he's just a normal toddler with no health problems. That's music to his parents' ears.
The support we got was just, it's overwhelming.
The Germains are really grateful for all the support they got from the entire community. Also the support they got from March of Dimes. They were set up with counselors. They were set up with other parents who went through a similar experience. In the meantime, they do plan to commemorate Kayla Rose each year on her birthday. They're also trying to start a foundation to help other families deal with a lot of the extra costs that go along with hospitalization. Carrie?
All right, Kelly, thank you. And coming up in my Family Health Cast, we'll talk about some of the health problems preemies may deal with for the rest of their lives. And don't forget, we have experts in